True leadership points to Christ. 1 Corinthians 11:1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. When Paul told the Corinthian church, be ye followers of me, he was not elevating himself as the standard of faith. Rather, he immediately added, even as I also am of Christ. The focus of this verse is not on Paul as an individual, but on the example of Christ that Paul sought to live out. Paul understood that any authority he had as an apostle rested entirely in his faithfulness to Jesus. This is important because the verse is often misused. Some take it as a license for spiritual leaders to demand unquestioned loyalty. Yet Paul never claimed people should follow him apart from Christ. In fact, he warned against exalting men. Who then is Paul and who is Apollos but ministers by whom ye believed? 1 Corinthians 3:5. He even rebuked divisions in Corinth where believers were aligning themselves with certain teachers rather than Christ. 1 Corinthians 1:12-13. Paul's statement in 1 Corinthians 11:1 is rooted in humility. He essentially says, if you follow me, it is only safe to do so because I am walking the path of Christ. The true measure of any leader is whether they point others to Jesus. As John the Baptist declared, he must increase but I must decrease, John 3:30. Paul lived by the same principle, reminding the Galatians, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Galatians 2:20. This principle also applies to every believer. We all influence others, whether knowingly or not. Parents, teachers, and mentors are called to set examples that direct people to Christ, not to themselves. The goal is that others will see Christ in us and desire to follow him. Jesus himself commanded, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Therefore, Paul's words challenge us to examine both who we follow and how we lead. We must only follow those whose lives reflect Christ, and we must strive to live in such a way that when others follow us, they are ultimately following him.